I'm making this video because I escaped something. Something dark, something clever, and something very ancient. It had its claws in me, deep, and it didn't want to let me go. It wasn't a person or a system, it was my own unconscious mind. It's a shadowy force within me that wanted to keep me in the dark, to enslave me, to keep me validating its pain, its fear, and its story. And if you listen very, very closely, it may be speaking to you as well. There is a phrase that it whispers, one that you might know intimately. And before we go there, we are not well. As a species, the so-called wise humans, we're barely functioning. We are terrified of our own feelings, terrified to feel too much, terrified to be honest. And instead of expressing the full spectrum of who we are, we shrink, we numb, and we pretend. Why? Why are we so scared of ourselves? Is it just the fallout of modern life? Or is this a ancient dysfunction? Something that is woven into our myths, our families, and our cultures. I lived most of my life outside of the social norm. At first, it wasn't by choice, it's just I never really fit in anywhere. And isolation has shaped me. Because I've not been able to rely on others, it forced me to rely on myself. And just like working a muscle, with self-reliance, it grew something in me. It gave me a lot of insight, a lot of clarity, and a huge amount of spiritual endurance. I faced what it means to be an exile and not belong in the world. And in doing that, I began to see something most people don't ever stop to notice. The world is psychically exhausted. We work too much, we sleep too little, and we're constantly chasing dopamine like junkies. Caffeine, TikTok, emails, noise, more noise, endless noise. Underneath all of it is a silent scream in the void, a fevered dream of survival, performance, and forgetting. Imagine an alien species arriving right now, watching us all from orbit. What would they see? We are a race that is so intelligent it can split atoms. But we enslave ourselves. We feed on ourselves and on the world. We turn the beauty of nature into some commodity. And we don't even know what we're chasing. We have no idea. We just grind ourselves down. Not because we love what we do, but because we're terrified of what happens if we stop. Why does an accountant spend their entire life crunching numbers, day in and day out? Does it unlock for them the mystery of existence? Does it reveal to them a deeper insight into who they truly are? Is that why they dedicate 5 days a week, 10 hours a day, every day of their life? No. It's not about fulfillment. It's about survival. And on the surface, we say it's money. Deeper down, though, below the surface of our minds, our unconscious doesn't know money. But it does know safety. It knows not starving. It knows what it means to feel like you have some worth and to belong. But this expression is just a balm, and we're applying it to a wound that never heals really in modern life. There's a deep, aching sense of meaninglessness. Our unconscious mind speaks to us. It speaks in whispers. It whispers through addiction, through avoidance, through quiet despair. And the phrase it uses to keep us chained is deceptively simple. It says, "This is just how life is." And that phrase has kept more people asleep than any drug. I've dedicated myself to challenging that and asking, what if it's not true? What if all this, the performance, the exhaustion, the shallow culture, it's not inevitable? What if there's another way to live? I don't want to sell anyone a fantasy or utopia. A lot of cults get started that way, and they're not connected to reality. But I'm here because I escaped my own shadow that once ruled me. And I want you to know that it can be done. But you have to be willing to feel. You have to be willing to actually look and to deeply listen. To ask a question most people are afraid to ask. What if everything I believed about life is wrong? You can only really know that if you look inside yourself. If you come to know yourself on a deep, intimate level. Now, if this video spoke to you, stay with me. I'll be sharing a lot more. This isn't quick fixes. It's about coming back into alignment with your own life force, bit by bit, truth by truth. And I'll ask you to subscribe or don't, but at the very least, promise me that you'll start looking deeper into yourself to understand and to really feel, because it's more essential than you might realize. There's a voice underneath all of the noise inside of you, and it's beyond the shadow, and it's called your soul. And I want you to find that soul. Embrace it, live it, be deeply in touch with it. Modern society is not going to put you in touch with it. Only you can, making a decision. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.